Even if space is a luxury, style doesn't have to be. A tiny loft turned two-bedroom in New York, America's narrowest historic house in Virginia, and a hip newlywed nest in Austin next.
About a year ago, Stephen and Christina moved into 350 square feet of prime New York real estate. And for some people, that might be kind of small, but they've managed to create their own city hideaway. Hi, Christina.
Hi.
I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Stephen.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Andrew.
How are you doing?
Excellent.
Come on in, we'll show you around.
All right.
Stephen and Christina have managed to pack two bedrooms, a living room, and an office in just 350 square feet.
Wow. It's really, really tiny, but I mean, you guys have managed to fit just about everything in here.
Thanks. We just, we fell in love with it as soon as we looked at it.
Now, when you came in, you said small.
Me, I said 350 square feet, two people, not gonna happen. But I loved the light, I loved the windows, and I loved the neighborhood. That was my biggest concern was I don't want to be looking at my bed while I'm making dinner. How do we create that space so it doesn't feel like, hello, welcome to the bed, and let's have dinner now.
The loft was supposed to be the master bedroom, but that plan didn't last long.
This seems like the logical place to have your bedroom. Why didn't it work out?
As you can see, this isn't a full ceiling here. You hit that too many times.
How long did you last up here?
I think for the record, it might have been 2 nights, maybe 3 nights. I think it was the scrape on the head and the black and blue mark on my forehead that really put an end to that.
What is this space used for now?
We like to think of it as our little guest room. We have a really big family, we have a lot of friends, and we'd like them to stay with us when they come into town.
I love that they put their guests up there. That's definitely a way to ensure that you're not going to have guests too often.
You know, sometimes it serves as a nest for us. We like to call it a nest. You come up here and read or hang out.
And how do you make your bed up here?
Well, it definitely requires a lot of scooting around the bed.
The fact that they've made it so they can choose where they want to sleep in this little one-room apartment is really a testament to their use of space.
Since the loft didn't work out, Stephen and Christina had to find another place to sleep.
Stephen, how'd you come up with this idea?
Basically, when we first moved in, we were supposed to be sleeping in the upstairs part. When I was sitting up there, I looked down, and I figured right by the window, this is where we should be sleeping. Get a lot of light and just kind of wake up to the city. Couldn't find a good solution to have a bed in the middle of what should be a living room. Put a couple of Soji screens here, didn't work. We tried curtains. It just looked as if there was someone sick on the other side. So we decided to go with a wall partition.
Great idea, but how do you execute something like that?
I just purchased the plexiglass at a plastic store here on Canal Street, and I went to the local hardware store, picked up some of this concrete backer board, filled it up with about 3 inches of dirt, and was able to build a garden.
This low plexiglass wall that gives them privacy in their bedroom where they need it, but the light still flows through the entire room, which gives it the sense of a large, spacious apartment.
There's no closet in here. Where do you keep your stuff?
Well, we try to keep our wardrobe to a minimum, and we designated room for the bottom for storage bins.
So this is actually raised off the ground.
Yeah, about 5 inches.
5 inches.
Which gives us just enough room to have classic, storage bins.
And
same with the bed. The bed is raised up, and so we have storage room there. So we have more than enough places to store all the stuff.
The storage under the bed is the best idea, but if you're not in the position to have a custom piece like that made, you can always do a platform that has shelves and drawers underneath, so you still can use that space for storage.
Even with 2 bedrooms and 350 square feet, there was still enough room for an office.
This is a big desk by any standard. Why did you feel like you needed one that was so big?
We couldn't find something that fit perfectly, so we decided to go with something bigger that we loved. We have the computer hooked up to a wireless network, so if one of us is sitting here, the other one can take the laptop, maybe move over to the couch. There are the occasional, I think most of the time we try to be polite and excuse me, but there are the occasional taps where we shove each other into the dust.
Don't look now.
The apartment, because it's a small space, you need to keep it constantly clean. You can't leave any clutter, any dishes, anything.
And I think it's really forced us to edit. Everything that's in this room we either love or it serves a purpose, and there isn't much clutter because there's not room for it.
Coming up, a budget chic condo in Austin and a Virginia house that's less than 7 feet wide.
This was originally an alley. These walls are the exterior walls of the house on each side.